It is November the 9th. It's Michael Vaughn with Lee Barker, CEO of Sparton Resources. And as usual, Lee, you're just back from China. What's the news on VRB?
Well, VRB announced last week, Mike, that they just commissioned the first unit of a 12 megawatt hour system that will evolve into a 40 megawatt hour system.
That's massive.
That is, it'll be the largest operating flow battery in China. The first unit's been delivered, it's operating. 2 more units are going to be delivered by the end of the year. And when that's brought up to 12 megawatt hours, heading for 40, it'll be the largest operating flow battery in China.
Well, that's a giant contract, but again, it's China. Is VRB outside China?
Absolutely. VRB's got initiatives now with marketing people in India, in Australia, and in South Africa. And we're hoping in the coming weeks to have some news on some pending contracts in all of those places.
Now, vanadium redox batteries, of course, require vanadium, the price of which has gone through the roof.
That's correct. The reasons are twofold. China is the biggest consumer and the biggest producer of vanadium.
Which they put in steel mostly.
Most of it goes into steel still, but the issue of China canceling their importation of all forms of waste for reprocessing basically reduced their ability to produce about 25% of their vanadium needs. And they're now put into their rebar, their reinforcing bar for construction materials, reinforcing concrete structures and things.
Yeah.
They've put in a mandate now that that rebar has to have 50 kilos per ton, the same as structural steel.
I see.
So there's a huge new demand in China, and they're very, very limited production. So there's a lot of room for new production in China,
well,
and anywhere in the world.
So you have some vanadium opportunities. The money should be flowing into you right now.
Well, we're working on financing these things right now, and the key area that we're working on basically has over 1 billion metric tons of in situ drilled off vanadium resources.
Now, are you tied into VRB? Are you required to develop these for them and them alone?
No, not directly. We can operate completely independently.
They could be a customer.
Well, absolutely. They're clearly, I'm sure they will be a customer if we can give them the right pricing. But we can sell to anybody. And developing one of these things, getting it into production, we'll sell to the people that we'll support VRB, of course, because we have a vested interest in the company, but we will also sell to anybody else who wants to buy it, and there's a big market right now.
So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to sign something, a development agreement with some serious money.
Well, we're working on right now we're working with 3 private groups that actually have mining licenses, the right to mine, and significant resources already drilled off in China. And plus, outside of China, I'm looking at some unconventional sources of vanadium that could evolve into projects that are somewhat unique. And we're actually in the process of talking to a number of people about these that have access to a large supply of vanadium-bearing material.
I can't wait for this. Now, on the other hand, you are closing a small financing today. What's that all about?
That's a flow-through financing that'll give us the working capital to carry on till the end of the year and possibly into January before we can do some serious financing, mainly for the vanadium development. But that's going to allow us to do a little bit more drilling on the gold project in Quebec.
Back to Val-d'Or?
Yeah, we'll do follow up that new discovery and try to give it a little bit more excitement, and then we'll be able to carry on with the rest of our business, hopefully, once we get some of these contracts signed for the vanadium resources.
Well, lots of news today, Lee. Thanks for the update. I'll come and see you in a month.
Well, you're very welcome. I'm looking forward to it, Mike.